What's going on, man?
How are you? Good to be here.
Good, cool. Let me get us
Sorry
all.
I'm late.
It's all good,
you
man.
baby.
It's all good. Just gave us a little more time to rock out.
Yes, white snake. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tells podcast. I'm your host, Rod. Joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we're live on a Tuesday, ready to celebrate, a very momentous occasion. We really didn't know if this day was going to come.
Right?
We didn't think Mitch McConnell would still be here to see it.
He's still glitching.
There was some close calls in there. We lost a lot of legends along the way. But if you are looking at the show title, the show guest, it's JL Covan, comedian, writer, podcaster, impressionist, and now has his masterpiece. I think that's a fair thing to call it. His masterpiece stand-up album out, half blackface. I listened to it all today. Honestly, it does feel like your best work. I know you don't like typically overhype yourself and all that stuff, but it honest to God,
funny.
like when I finished it, I went, fuck, I get it. I see. I understand.
That feels so good. That feels so good. Thank you.
Amazing work.
Thank you. And I wanted to say I was late today because I had to take an extra long shower because I was read for filth on this morning's episode of The Black Guy Who Tips. So I had to get extra clean. I feel like Bill Maher owes me money because I feel like, I owe him money. It was almost like he was my offensive lineman. Like he was doing a little more blocking than you probably wanted to give like 60-40. But you gave him like 85% of the attack. So I thank you for going easy on me.
Shout out to Bill. Well, I think the difference is you do your new podcast, Rain on Your Parade.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of designed to be like Old Style Righteous Prick. And
Right.
one of the things I liked about Old Style Righteous Prick was it made me think, but the point of it is to kind of try to have a hot take-ish kind of hot, like a disguised hot take where it's like kind of hot take, not kind of not. And but those things always help me like either sharpen my arguments or it inspires me to like sometimes I'll even text you or something or DM you and be like, yeah, that's cool, but what about this or something?
Right. No,
but
and the thing sorry.
I was just gonna say, but with this one being about the writer's strike, it made me feel like I haven't been doing my job, which is more of a like, fuck, I guess I haven't really been illustrating that. I'm more representative of a writer's strike than any of these big name motherfuckers that everyone gushes over and comes when they join the line and shit. I'm like, those people are doing all right. It's the motherfuckers that's like, I don't know if I'm gonna eat again. that have been lost in this. And, I think everyone kind of has their own things about the strike, especially in the age of social media. It's hard a lot of shit's intertwined, but your piece.
I found your response. I thought your response was very good this morning because that podcast was recorded, I want to say like 7 weeks ago.
Okay.
Like that behind. And so for me, what it was about, with that, like there are episodes coming up. Like there's one that will be all about the people who, aren't happy about Joe Biden, and that's probably my favorite one so far because I basically make the argument like I'm excited about Joe Biden. I'm just excited the way a normal person should be about a president. I'm not going on a date with Joe Biden. I'm not excited for Joe Biden like we're on our 4th date and things are about to get serious. I'm excited like things are going well. He's doing the job. The country, it's a refreshing change. I like the policies. That's it. Not like I'm ready to die for Joe Biden. Let's go.
Right.
That's like if you need to be that excited. And I make the argument on that episode where I say, there's an argument that like Obama, people were super excited for him. Now there was a historical element to that excitement. So that's different. But people were disappointed by Obama probably because they were too, understandably, but too invested in like, oh my God. And that, oh my God, led to like angry white people wanting to have their own, oh my God moment. And you got Trump. Whereas to me, it's like Biden is I'm the right level of excited about Joe Biden. Yes. But with the SAG episode, that was sort of, because I go out of my way, as I know you heard, like, and I'm not saying I agree with them. I agree they should get, like, I kept doing that because I felt like I was, for the first episode, kind of just going for like, not, I think this is going to be a hot take that will get viral, but more like I'm speaking for like my own gut, and my brain kept interrupting, going, no, I know what they're going for and I agree with them. And then I kind of, while feeling my way out through the episode, was basically like, this is really more of an indictment of how we treat labor in this country. Like, it's not that the actors and writers shouldn't be arguing and getting what they're asking for, because they are right. It's more me reflecting on, but how is this the biggest, like, how has this not happened for so many others yet? So you were right. It says a lot about ignorance also on that. I'm not going to pretend like I was like, no, Rod, I did my research. I was kind of giving voice to this is almost like the gut instinct response to seeing actors and writers like demanding all of these things, but not a like, fuck you, writers. One might say
it made me upset hearing Bill Maher. Hearing you made me just be like, oh, these are the points that aren't being made that I either wish was made, or because that's the other thing, especially doing game theory. It's not, whenever there's like a counterpoint, it doesn't mean you're gonna like win, right? So like, there's times where like I think Bo is saying something that I disagree with, like some of his takes on LeBron, I just disagree with. But it's good I'm in the room to raise the obvious fucking like, hey, but what about this? Because it a lot of times sharpens his point, or he takes some sting out of certain points, because it's like, oh yeah, in context, this thing is different. And so, and it's not just you. I've been seeing people make tweets and shit, and I think being a writer and around and on social media, I've been rolling my eyes a little bit, because I've been thinking to myself, well, who the fuck doesn't know it's fucked up? Everyone's explained it. Even like you got rich famous actors coming out and being like, I'm actually not that rich, and you're like, okay, cool. So it seems like everyone gets it. But I do think there's a thing happening that happens with all labor movements, when we all agree labor is fucked in America.
Yes.
But it's whenever one industry, and it doesn't matter, it's writers now, but it'll be the auto workers on September 15th. And then people are gonna start to like, well, who the fuck are you? I don't give, and I think that's the vibe.
As a bus and train rider, though, I support the auto workers.
Of course.
As somebody who does not drive a car ever, I'm 100%. As an entertainer,
when the train union was fighting, what'd you do?
If the what?
When the train union, when they were getting ready to boycott, were you getting nervous?
No, well, a little bit, because it would have derailed my plans.
That's why he's the best, guys. That's why he's the best in business. You can expect more of that on Half Blackface. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually
no. I think one of the nicest comments I got on Patreon was somebody who said, "Love the album and love that it's out, but now I really understand why you were so angry." Because it's like, I talk up my shit a lot. I know that because, I feel like a pre-2013, 2015 Kanye, where it's like, I've got to do it if I don't feel that enough people are doing it, because no one else will at this. I don't have publicists. I don't have an agent or manager. So you have to be a little bit of your own hype man. And, but this was the one where like, it was like, no, this, whatever you thought of my work, good, bad, great, this is the best. Like that I know. And there have been some things I've done that I've been super proud of. This is the best. And then the special, which is like coming out in December, like I'm like exhausted even kind of talking or like thinking about this thing anymore. 26 months after the process began.
Oh
like,
my God.
This is literally like, there are movies that will have been written, greenlit, delayed because of the strike, and then will come out before my comedy special, which was
there are Proud Boys who will be out of their prison sentence.
They're like, what year is it? How long was I in? Half Blackface is now out. What? Are my grandkids still alive? What the hell is this? So it's but it's I love it. I'm like, because it was both topical at the time because it was talking about my like sort of quote unquote rise to temporary fame, but then I used that as like a pivot to talk about literally my life.
Yes.
As a half Black person who most people don't realize is half Black. And like,
yes,
a lot of those stories are like, I mean, people telling me I should have fucked this racist chick on spring break. And I'm like, I had sex with one woman in my life up until that point. Why do you think I was going to be like, all right, a job is a job. We got to do this.
Right. It's timely. It's really smart. It's so like the segues and the transitions are so good and clean. There's really no fat on the special at all. And then sometimes when I listen to your special, I always kind of like brace myself because I always feel like there's one joke where you're gonna like purposely Patrice O'Neal the audience. Like I don't know. It's just an impulse inside of you where you're like, let's see if I can lose them and win them back. Let's like kind of give my audience some shit and whatever. Right. And this one, it either wasn't really in there or just it was so connecting with the audience. They just were going wherever you went. So there wasn't a moment of like, ooh, that's too far. Everyone was like, no, I see what you're saying.
I'll give you two things now that it's out. The one thing, and I've said this before, is like, it was an A+ performance by me, but the crowd was an A+. Like the crowd was like, I've had great crowds before, but like this was just like we were of one mind for a night. Because the video special, which is the makeup taping to get the video right, I think I'm actually happier with that set material, strictly speaking material. But the crowd was like, like good. They were like a good crowd, but they were like on fire for the first taping.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it was for the record. You can hear it, but it's also not that like over the top fake Def Comedy Jam crowd where like you could have went out there and humped a stool and they would have been like running around like no, they're just a smart crowd that they got the jokes they were supposed to get. The ones that were like a little more like you got to think for a second, they thought for a second and then they got it. Like it was, man, it's I can't recommend this special highly enough, man.
I'll tell you, it was really good. One behind the scenes thing is the bit at the end, which as we discussed, just to tell everybody here, about 2 weeks into my rise to fame in 2020, I know how the internet works, and I looked up JB Smoove, JL Covan, and deleted the photos I had posted in 2014 of me as JB Smoove from a video series where I'd done an impression. The next thing I did was DM Rod and say, remember that joke and it was fine because it was insular. So whenever I would do something fucked up, he would post the screenshot of me as JB Smoove. It was like, 95% of the people who see this will know me because of me or know me through the show. Right. No big deal.
Right.
But now my account is reaching like millions of people. And I said, people are going to do a quick dive, not even if they're looking for, because it was like a comedy web series. So somebody might just go, I like his impressions. Let's see this web series. And then I'll get the famous "This You" tweets.
Yep.
And because I wanted to explain it on my terms, I'm not running from it, but I wanted to say what it was about. Before I'm defending, before I'm going, no, what you don't get is I'm half Black and okay, whatever, canceled or unfollow.
Right.
So I said that to Rod, thinking I would have a special out explaining it much sooner than I did. Oh,
right. Yes.
So this last bit, everywhere I went for the few months leading up to the taping, I went across the to different clubs, ran the set. but I wasn't drawing enough tickets. I was doing okay. But when you're in a room of like 60 people instead of 160 or 260, I would get to like 10 minutes left in my set and I'd be like, I don't think these people are with me enough for me to do the closing bit, which is called Half Blackface, which is about that whole experience and then a Latin dude calling me out and then being okay. So I had the bit written for months. I knew what I wanted to talk about and I structured it. I never performed it until the night of the taping.
Oh, wow.
So you didn't know how they were going to respond.
I did not. And I said that here's the thing. There's a bit on the video special called Holy Water. Like that's in December. There's 3 bits. I've told Rod about the serial killer bit. There's a bit on Holy Water and a bit on a professor I had in law school, like being on TV. So those are like the 3 huge bits that are all like A+ that are only going to be, that I only did, that I started writing after I filmed this thinking this was done. So I was already getting to work on bits for whatever my next thing was. Then I realized I had to do it again. So I filtered those bits in and took out a few older bits on Half Blackface. But I had Holy Water set up as my closer because I knew it was a killer, because I did not know how the crowd would react to the Half Blackface bit. And when they killed, I still did Holy Water, but I then told the editor after, I was like, just make it sound like the show ended after, like cut out Holy Water, make the show sound like it ended, knowing that I have Holy Water on the next taping, cut it out so that it sounds like that was the closing bit. So there's like a slight edit and then just like, thank you, everybody. Because that was what I wanted, but since I never got to test it, I needed a backup.
Right.
That fell flat.
Just
I needed
in case.
to laugh. So
Yeah.
thankfully it
Well,
worked.
nah, man, it sounds great. It's really sharp, man. I mean, I can't wait to see the stand-up video special as well. But man, it put a lot of stuff into focus, and I really love how you told your story through the comedy, like in the age of the one person show, you know, the one man show stand-up special. Like you actually, you know, were like, I'm gonna be funny first, and then I'm still gonna use this to give you insight into my life and my point of view. And I know you've done it before on other albums, like similar themes and stuff, but I really feel like this crystallized everything you have to say. It was just fucking great.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm just, it was like, even after all the anger and everything about this process, when it was done and I listened to it, I hadn't listened to it in like 10 months. I just was like, I got bitter and angry, like, you know, later that night. But for like a couple
of course,
hours, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and be happy that like it is as good as I've convinced myself it is. Like it's still
Yeah. Nah, man, that was amazing work, dude. And then you also have the new podcast, Rain on Your Parade, which if you're already subscribed to The Righteous Prick, it'll come up in your feed. But can you talk? Yeah, with the new artwork. I mean, and the title is different too. Like it doesn't say Righteous Prick anymore, either. What was, first of all, you already kind of said you're banking episodes. How do you decide what a topic is gonna be? Do you run it by the co-host guy? What is his name? I'm sorry.
Mike. Yeah, he's the producer, but you are completely right in your comment. Like he is serving almost the way, remember Mike Payne from like some of my favorite episodes of the Righteous Prick podcast, where he was funny and that was more of a even discussion, but Mike is really just sort of like sidekick producer. But having someone to perform for keeps me upbeat. It keep like when you listen to me by myself, I'm fully aware of this. I hope nobody thinks that I've been sitting there going, "This is genius," and people are like, "Jay, I know that half my podcast would be like just manic hilarity, like I'm on fire, and then the next episode is like my special's ruined. I'm recording this from the roof of a very tall building that doesn't have protective barriers. And I'm just thinking maybe this is it for me. I don't think comedy or life really is for me anymore." So I get it. I get how those episodes were wild swings. Having in the room keeps me focused in terms of both just structuring the hour, but also I'm performing for something. I don't get on stage and get miserable. So this is giving me like a one-person stage so that I keep it where I want it to be. You know, it's not like there won't ever be an episode where I don't say something serious, but like I do want it to be light, and having him there really for a bunch of reasons helps me keep it there. So as far as topics, I think the one going up this week, you know, and some of these will be familiar gripes, but a little more structured and funny in a different way, like nice comedy. Like, I think this is the episode where I officially, you know, go public on Ted Lasso and shit. There'll be clips. And then, but my favorite, we've done a couple really good ones, but as far as picking a topic, I just sort of think, as you can imagine, it doesn't take me too long to go, oh yeah, you know what, I don't like that.
I can imagine.
You know, but I don't want it to be something like tiny. I still want it to be something broad. So like when I was thinking, what would be a good political topic? I said, well, Trump, why would I talk about, like, why would I do an episode like, let me tell you why, in case you've missed the last 3 years of my career, here's why I don't like Trump. But I thought, you know who gets on my nerves? The people who say the majority of the American people aren't excited about either candidate. And I'm like, get out. Like, that was sort of jumping off to be like, I am tired of that, because that's a narrative that keeps coming up. And I'm like, you know, 90% of that fatigue is really just Trump. Like, that's right. I'm so tired of Biden. It's sort of like when Mitch McConnell freezes, within a half hour, people are like, well, you know, Biden's old too, so it's got to be concerning for the Democrats also. Dianne Feinstein is doing the Thriller dance in the U.S. Senate. Right. Well, you know, Biden's old too, so the Democrats can't be happy. I'm like, Biden, I think, wants those two around as long as possible because he looks like a young buck next to
I was talking to someone about this the other day. Oh, I was on the Insanity Check podcast. Chris is doing his podcast again. So if y'all listen to that, check out the latest episode. I'm on there. But we were talking about the Mitch McConnell thing and the Biden thing. I said, yeah, you know what's funny is people will say like Biden fell off that bike. And I'm like, he was on a bike. Right. He's on a bike every day. Like way more than the average person. Like, I get that it's funny. Like, if you're a comedian, I don't think you should like scoot, like just act like that's some sacred ground. But let's put it in perspective. Mitch McConnell froze while standing because he was asked questions. He looked like he shit himself. Dianne Feinstein, they asked her how was her absence from the house, and she was like, "What absence? I've been here the whole time." To me, those are different categories of like not fit to be in office. One dude trips every once in a while. I'll take it right now.
Yeah, I will. And it's also, you know, one of the things where, for some people, and I know that don't mean no harm. Everybody's gonna get old, but a lot of it's ageism. You know, a lot of people think once you get to a certain age, you should just be thrown away. I was like, no, as long as your mind is sharp.
Yeah, I think, well, ageism is what they try to do to Nancy Pelosi.
Yes.
Like, Nancy still was wrangling the motherfucking cats, and ain't nobody been able to do it. Shout out to McCarthy. I really love how McCarthy is showing everybody how being the House majority leader ain't easy. Because when we took so much shit for granted under Nancy Pelosi, she had the squad straight up some days on Twitter being like, we're undermining her ass today. And she was like, I didn't even call these motherfuckers to see which way they were going to vote because I got my votes.
Right.
So y'all do what y'all going to do, fam, for the gram or whatever. When you're ready to be serious, call your girl and we'll work out something with some committees and stuff and we'll get y'all squared away. Mm-hmm. McCarthy's out here like, I guess we need to get Hunter Biden's laptop. Like his motherfuckers getting ran by these bitches. That's the difference to me. And I think, so like, I never liked the Nancy Pelosi criticism because it just felt like she's old and she's been doing it for a while. She should just quit and let somebody else do it. And I was like, come take it.
Right.
Show if you're better, then win over the majority of your fucking colleagues and take the shit. Oh, you can't? Well, then maybe you don't get to be in charge, because when you're in charge, it's not going to be easy. The Republicans are never going to let you cry yourself into office.
Right.
Hakeem Jeffries got the right kind of like attitude to be the successor because he's a very fuck you type of dude. you need to be that to run it. You can't be everybody's friend. You can't be on everybody's fucking podcast. But anyway, I love the idea of Rain on Your Parade because it brings back that righteous prick energy, but without the depressive episode thoughts. And I think Mike's a good person to bounce off of too.
Agreed.
Because you can tell like that, we all like that dopamine hit. We all like that immediate response to, is this good? Am I on the right path? And hopefully as Mike gets more comfortable with you, he can challenge you some too, because I don't want him to like be the insert, like I don't need him to be adversarial. Right. I think the best material comes out of like, oh, but they're gonna say this, and then it's like, oh, I'm glad you said that, because this is why that is bullshit as well,
Yeah, and JL, I think for me, and I will always say this about your podcast, particularly when you do it solo, you are, I would say, I listen to a lot of podcasts. You are like one of the only podcasts I listen to where I go through an emotional roller coaster from I agree to what the fuck JL is talking about to, oh, fuck you, JL. Ha ha ha, that's funny. All right, I guess I'll be back for another episode.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
You skipped over. I hope this guy gets some serious.
I hope he gets some help. I hope today is the last day. It's one of the things where, in my mind, every time you say you're going to take your comedy career, like choke it to death, I'm like, no, please don't do it. Don't do it.
Not choke it to death, drown it in a bathtub.
Yes, I'm
like a postpartum depressed mother. Just the darkest
like,
darkest shit for no reason.
Right. I was like, why do I care about your baby more than you do?
I tuned in to hear some shit about I tuned in to hear why Ted Lasso isn't as good as I thought. But I stayed for I hope this isn't the episode where he offs himself.
Right.
And we find out later that the righteous girlfriend uploaded it for him as one last tribute from his suicide.
In my will, it says for you to get my retirement account, you have to upload this through Podbean.
One last time
before they release the funds.
Right. Oh my God, man. Well, I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad the show is getting started because you've been talking about it for a while. Mm-hmm. How's everything going with making podcasts great again? Because I know that you're still grinding on that. I'm a Patreon member, so I saw hey, we're doing a live show in New York thing today. Yeah. So how's everything going over there?
It's good. I mean, as good as it can be for me not wanting to do the show anymore. Because I feel like, I think, and this is no disrespect to the Patreon and the hardcore fans we have, which are many, but we have 90% of our fans. I think it was I only learned this term when he died, but Kevin Samuels. Mm-hmm. He was big on high quality men and high quality.
Yeah.
I have low quality fans.
Low value. That's what I call it, low value.
Thank you. I have low value fans. Now I'm saying this here because there are spaces, like I will say this on my own Patreon, I'll say this on your show, I'll say this to Pete Dominic, because there's certain people where I'm like, oh, I don't mind saying this right because I already consider your fan base high value fans. And I've said that repeatedly about how they show up for, your podcast cousins that go out into the world, they show up and support them. So when I say that, I have no fear saying that because I'm talking to people that are not in that group. But boy, I have tens of thousands of you are doing not I'll there's this one woman. Mm-hmm. She I remember when I was performing in Connecticut, my first gig after the pandemic was in Connecticut. And this person wrote to me what about Boston? I was like, I'm trying, but right now this is all I get. Gigs are very sparse. I've been to Boston 3 times since she asked. And 2 of those 3 shows, she was like, maybe I'll go. And I was like, you don't have to tell, you're not going. You're not going. oh, I don't know what this is, but I don't want to be. I'm cool being friendly or even friends with fans.
Right.
I'm not cool being like an emotional support internet hobby. Like in other words, like not my content, but me.
Right.
Like interacting with me so that you feel like that I can't do. And I had this woman recently. She was like, I'm gonna get tickets to this show in this city. And then she wrote, I gotta get one of those hats. And then her third thing was like, oh my God, I need to get a Patreon for this person. I mean, a cameo for this person. How do I do that? 0 for 3. I'm just saying 0 for 3. Like, so I'm going, what? It's cool if you want to interact. Like, if you want to say my video's funny, or you say, oh, I like this, and I'll respond to you. But when you do the thing where you're trying to, like, for whatever little internet reason, like, I want to, like, build a little bit of a relationship here. Don't do that with my business. Don't do that with, like, tickets, merch, albums. That is business. You can talk to me about if I post an opinion or a story or something. We can have a back and forth. Very nice. But don't like start trying to like piggyback off of like me promoting something. Go, I gotta get it. How do I do it? Just because you want to have like a conversation and then you don't do those things. It's the only people who me, Rod. I can't make the show. And by the way, I can't make the show in Charlotte. I'll be getting a virtual ticket. But I just wanted to let you know I'm not gonna be in Charlotte. Had I not lost my job, I actually would have come down to Charlotte. But now I'm but Rod, I want to be there. I love what you and Karen do. I'm unsubscribing from the bonus material, but I told my 79-year-old mother who does not listen to podcasts about your show, and she said that sounds interesting. She said that sounds interesting, and if she were into podcasts, she would listen. So love what you're doing. Please keep doing it.
And now I'm consoling you.
Carolina. I'm never even coming to the state of North Carolina. So future live shows that you have, I also can't make. But biggest fan in New York.
If you ever in my part of the country and you do a show here, I'll make sure to come out to. Oh, cool. Where are you at? Seattle. Oh, we're gonna be out in Seattle for PodCon. We're doing a live show. Oh, can you do it on 4th Street and Trade Avenue at 7:30? Because that's when I get off work and I'll be walking through that street. And maybe I can stop by for like a second and wave and then continue to go without paying. Yeah, it is weird because like now you put me in a weird place where I got to console you that you can't make it. It's like I'm trying to have positive vibes. You know what creates positive vibes? Ticket sales and attendance. And I'm not holding it against anybody. Actually, man, like I got a little emotional the last couple of days because our fans, there's so many fans that bought tickets to give to other people, which is just, I don't even know if anyone's even doing this shit. Because I don't really keep up with other people's live shows, but the fact that we have fans that did that, and I've given away some tickets, because not having it is one of those things that most people don't share because it feels a little like, damn, my life fucked up. I don't got $20 or whatever the fuck.
Sometimes you
have fans with pride. Yeah. You have fans with pride. My fans can't wait to tell me why. Like when I made Making Podcasts Great Again $1 a month after 5 years because I was like, this is the last year, and I kind of want to see what the amount of people who were happy to come out and say, I just can't do $1, or man, I'm going to miss your show. Yeah. I'm like, wow, that's odd. You've been listening for 5 years, but $10 for the final season, a year of podcasts. You're like, no.
That's definitely true. And like the thing, so like that, we definitely have some people like that too, and that's fine. Like sometimes people write very long things about what they have to unsubscribe, and I always want to tell them like, you don't need
have
to
tell
that.
Us, yeah.
Because I really am not. I don't know what the fuck's happening in anyone's life,
and I don't take it personally.
I'm never gonna judge. Like it's just a business. Y'all don't write Time Warner to be like, guys, I appreciate the cable service, and but I lost my job, and Time Warner. I get it. Some people got to cancel, and I'm glad that we mean a lot to people, but. The kind of person I'm talking about is they're not writing me to be like, I would love to come to the show. They really would never have emailed us if we didn't do the free ticket thing.
Right.
And so that feels dope knowing it's gonna be people, and this has happened every time we've done a live show. There's gonna be people there that wouldn't have got to go if it wasn't for generous other people. So that's beautiful, and that actually did make me like smile a lot today because I was like, "Fuck, man, y'all really some cool people."
Yes, and the thing is, one thing about our fan base is that we really love them. I remember when we did the very first live show here in Charlotte. That's when we started it, and people have done that, and we got to actually meet the people because that's when we did our first one. We actually did a meet and greet.
Yeah.
And so some of the people got meet and greet tickets, and so they came in and they was like, "I'm actually here because somebody gave me a ticket, and I actually get to meet y'all." They was like, "I'm so excited to be here." And there's one of the things where you just want to bust out crying because you was like, the person that gave this to you don't realize how much this means to you.
Right. So that was dope, man. But enough of our fans. Let's talk about your shitty fans.
Yeah.
What about what about the fans for making podcasts great again? Are they coming over and supporting the album, supporting the stand-up, supporting that stuff? Like, what's the retention numbers look like for JL Covan? Because if you're thinking about shutting that down, I'm sure you would hope that some of them will transition to just JL Covan fans.
There's, among the high value, the cadre of high value JL fans, there's a lot of crossover, but it's just, it's just hard not to be disappointed when you have, like, even at our low point, 3,000 listeners, let alone when we were like in the 15,000 range. To not like, because I'm one of the, like, I've said it and I'll say it again, the two worst types of comedy, even though you can be great in those, like, it's not saying that people who do these are necessarily bad, but impressions and political comedy. You can have comedy geniuses in both. You can have great comics, great comedy fans of both, but you also can attract people who are just like voices. I like voices. I see very popular impersonators on TikTok, and they tend to be very hacky, very over the top and very hacky, but like, it's kind of like fireworks or sprinkles on ice cream. It's kind of like, what's your favorite food? Sprinkles. Like, what's your favorite comedy? Impressions. I have plenty of people who appreciate the depth of it, because that's, I take pride in what I do with the political impressions. And there are people who love that and understand and appreciate all that. But there's a lot who are just like, you need to move your hands more when you do, like those types of people where it's like, you're the person who when somebody drops 59 points in a basketball game says, that free throw could have gotten you 60. But it's so the ones that I'm talking about, and one of them is in the chat right now. One of them is like that's a high value, loves both, appreciates, like, not just voices or not just you're ripping Trump. Thank God you're ripping Trump.
Right.
No, you get that, like, what I do with it is more than just like. But the problem is, in this world, there are way more people for the simple shit. And like, it's like what I've said about Jay Leno. Jay Leno was a very respected stand-up comedian, like a very talented, respected stand-up comedian. He got in position to be Johnny Carson's substitute host because he was one of the hot, talented, like a Jon Stewart. I'm not saying he was that political, but, that kind of comic on the scene. And when he got the Tonight Show, I think he made a business decision, which was, of course, the right decision from a business perspective, which is, I'm going to be number one. Letterman, all the comedians can love David Letterman. All the TVs and advertisers can love me. And so that's kind of, he could have been better, if you want to call it that. I still thought some of his monologues were funny. I thought he was a skilled late-night host, but he wasn't doing like his greatest material. He was making a business decision. And in comedy, sadly, I'm never going to make the business decision.
I know.
Let me have a day job. Let me get another day job if I want to, because this is art. And I hate saying it, but it is art. I'm doing art my way. That's the joy. That's the discovery. That's the pleasure of doing any art. I don't want to do I can post TikTok clips, but I'm not going to let TikTok be my writer. I'm not going to let a dummy in the middle of nowhere dictate how I do comedy, because
I thought something you said on the podcast. I think it was something you said on the podcast, but you pointed out how TikTok is more about just repetition and repeating the next person, and just and trends and challenges and shit that are all
the antithesis of art. It's the antithesis. It's and my joke for anybody who hasn't heard the episode, it's the most recent episode. There's a new one going up Thursday, but once I leave SAG and get to my real point, which is to call comedians the biggest pile of trash.
Yeah, I figured that's where you wanted to go. Which, by the way, should tell you how fucked up SAG and the WGA offers are, that even long shot comedians came together like, guys, they're fucking us. But go ahead.
And I said, one of the, and I know you've talked a lot about AI not being maybe the immediate threat that it is, but I do think it's smart. You got to tackle it before it's
you do it now. Right. Yeah, this is like killing Skynet in like Terminator 1.
Yes.
Like you kill it now, but is it Terminator 2 Skynet? No, it's not. It can't turn liquid or any of that shit yet.
Exactly. So it's what I said was like, artists, writers, and actors need to be worried about AI, and they want to stop that. Whereas comedians don't have to worry about AI, because they're like, oh no, we'll do what AI wants us to do. You don't need to create a robot. TikTok like me to do bad crowd work with text on the screen, and like put black in the racism black in the cover, so people go, what's this?
Right.
I'm interested in racism black, and then you get 5 million hits, and then you keep doing that, and you're no longer a comedian. I see so many comedians that I really believe are just like, they're chasing the numbers because they want to be comedians, but and I don't mean to like be like, but I do it for a higher purpose. I do comedy because I love comedy. I love comedy so much. Right. I hate everything else in comedy besides comedy, and I'm still doing it. So it's like,
I feel like one of the worst things that happened is that, not to get too, frowning on everybody, but one of the worst things that happened was reality TV made getting people's attention a talent.
Yes.
And so we've decided that anyone who can get attention is talented, and it doesn't really matter if there's brilliance in it or not. Sometimes the talent is being willing to shit on the fucking stairs at Flavor Flav's house, and we're like, give this motherfucker more money in the show, right? And I think social media is even more so about getting attention is the talent, and to the point where there's been a few times where I saw like a TikTok or Facebook reel or Instagram thing or something, and I thought, oh my God, this is legitimately fucking hilarious. This person made a really fucking funny joke. And you scroll up to the next video, it's the same joke, different person. Every word's the same. Mm-hmm. Even like,
a lot on
like there was one where like people were pretending to be like they were using a filter to make themselves look like a rat that was eating cheese from a rat trap. And while the other rats were being like, dude, what you doing? It's like, I don't know, man. This peanut butter, it's just sitting out here. I think I'm gonna try some. And I was like, fuck, this guy's good. He really thought there's like 2 or 3 tags and callbacks and shit all within a minute. This motherfucker right here, boy, he going somewhere. Scroll up, white dude doing it. Scroll up, another woman doing it. I was like, wait a minute. I don't even know who came up with this now.
No, you don't know where their original joke come from. That happens, like I said, that happens a lot on TikTok, happens a lot on Reels, where I'm like, you're scrolling and you find something, you be like, this is hilarious. And then you scroll up and it's like they take the audio and mimic the audio.
Yeah, at this point, there's certain people that are stupid on purpose on there.
Right.
I'd rather watch someone be stupid on purpose than copy other people that are smart. Like, there's a dude that just, he made a song about chopping, it's like, I'll chop your ass. Chop is slang for shooting somebody. But he literally karate chops people, and he has a mannequin that he just sets up different places. It's this dumbass joke, and it's always the same joke. But he'll be like at Jimmy John's, and the song will be playing, and he'll be like, boy, I chop your ass. And he'll look up, and there's the fucking mannequin, and then he gets up, and he does a dance, and then he fucking don't. It's dumb as shit.
That's hilarious.
I'll watch that dude 100 times before I watch one of these fucking copycat people.
Right, because ain't nobody else doing that.
Yeah.
No, it's
Trash.
it's sad but it's like people quickly lose. The one thing I wish I'd put in Tall Boy, and I didn't kind of come up with the phrasing, Tall Boy being the one I did after Half Blackface, but is referring to the Kardashians. Right. Is the first prequel, like the first prequel sequel in stand-up comedy history. But
like Star Wars, you're doing the shit out of order.
Yep, exactly.
Episode 1 is episode 8, really.
Yeah, they Phantom Menaced my my comedy. But I was going to refer to the Kardashians as crypto celebrities, like crypto. Like in other words, that's what reality television did. It was like they took people who didn't have what we conventionally considered talent, and hustling is a talent, but it's a skill. Hustling is a skill, I would say, not a talent necessarily, if that means a difference to people. But the Kardashians struck me as like crypto celebrities, where it was like we kind of just manufactured our brand, but now enough people have bought into it, believe it, know us, that it's real. And that's what a lot of this stuff is. And I think TikTokers, many of them, it's so antithetical because you think a creative person is doing it because they want to share an idea. They want to share something they think is funny or a talent they have. But the goal is followers. It's almost like I'm just going to do this thing because other people have done it, and that should get me followers. Whereas once I see a funny thing on TikTok, I go, oh man, that's good. Well, I got to think of something else, or I got to do something. Like I don't go, oh, what if I did my version? I'm like, well, no, that's them. Like that's their thing. Good for them. And that mentality is like not there, and it's scary. I think it's scary because you talk about AI and things like that. That means a lot of people in this, but I'm saying a lot of people in this world will not. Yeah. If you think I was harsh in my ignorant hot takes, the mass public will be like, I don't give a AI the whole movie. I like the movie. Like I'm too busy here copying somebody else's AI on my new app. Like
and like this shit to me is worse than AI.
Yeah, and it's also scary because the thing is
to be the AI.
Right. It's worse.
It's
like you're sucking AI's dick. You're like, oh no, AI, don't listen to those motherfuckers. They want you to pay them. I'll suck your dick right now. It's like, what are you doing?
Yes, because it's one of those things where it to an extent is killing creativity, because like JL said, you'll see something funny and you'll go, well, let me back away, go be creative, come up with a completely different new idea and come back. Versus somebody will go, oh, I like that. That's a good idea. Let me do the exact same thing. You're not tweaking it. You're not changing it. There's no variation of it for followers. And it's kind of, it's a catch-22, because now whenever you go into these industries, they almost want you self-made. The number one thing they ask you, how many followers you have, how many Facebook, how many, like they ask you. So you literally have to build your audience when before you can just come in and go from the ground up.
Another thing about that, and I think this is what's another reason I find the chase and the pursuit of the followers to be kind of empty. Those motherfuckers don't really support you.
Nope.
They support the stuff on that platform. So if you have 1 million TikTok followers, you do not have 1 million fans.
No.
If you have 100,000 Twitter users and a bunch of,
if that
like,
much.
you don't, those people are really more for the content that is there. That's why when you say something like, yeah, I might end this thing, or I might move this thing, or I got this new thing coming out, you get all the, I would love to be the kind of person. It's like, but you could be. But it's harder than just looking at your phone in the drive-thru.
Right.
So you're not really a fan in that way. You're a fan of anything that is like a thumb flick.
Yeah.
Everything more than that, you're like, fuck this person. If they eat, oh well, So I think that's one of the reasons I think it's kind of sad to see people chase it. And I'm not trying to denigrate reality TV or whatever. I just think it is a flashpoint it is a solid line of, at this point, we decided getting attention more important than talent. Like, just like we made a fucking pact with the devil, and the repercussions of that are, you know, to me, there's a lot of like a good example. Recently, a clip went viral from Love and Hip Hop where Erica Mena, who's Latina, but black adjacent in that she fucks all these niggas on Love and Hip Hop, be on these shows, all these black people, right? And so Erica Mena got called out, got in a verbal dispute with a dark-skinned woman named Spice, who's a Jamaican rapper.
Okay.
Now the thing is, Erica Mena is a horrible person. Spice, kind of a bad person too, but that's what reality TV is. Everyone's a bad person. Erica Mena is a horrible person in a like out of control. Like, there's multiple clips of her online physically assaulting her baby daddy.
Oh no!
She just got arrested a couple weeks ago at a club because she got so drunk. It wasn't part of like the show. The police weren't like, Act 3. She just got so drunk. She's out of control. She has legitimate mental issues and can't maintain just a life, really, as far as just, you know, no drama. Even if a camera wasn't around, she can't do it. We as a society decided that makes good TV. So she gets in an argument with this dark-skinned woman and starts using colorist slurs, calling her a monkey and all this shit.
Oh no!
She's been in argument. Other people have called her out before that weren't that dark-skinned, and she didn't clap back that way. So now the internet's having an argument about, is it colorism? Is it racism? She got kicked off the show. She won't be on next season, which I don't even really know what that means. Like, did you get kicked off, or did you just like, it's like an NBA suspension? Is this like Miles Bridges where like you hit somebody? We're not gonna say you can't play, but you probably shouldn't play for a year, and then maybe next year we'll act like you can play, and then we'll see what everybody says, right? So she ended up getting kicked off the show and all this stuff, and then people. The thing that I just can't get past is everyone's arguing about her good or bad. Well, this other person said something first about her kid and all this stuff. None of that matters to me, because at the end of the day, to make a TV show, it went through editing.
Right.
It went through producers. It got put on the air.
Right.
It's all part of the fucking system. You can't have a shark go shark and be like, damn, sharks is out here biting people. You put a shark on TV in the water with other people, and like, I can't believe, who could have seen this coming? That is, to me, a microcosm of where we are when you just go, getting attention is the talent. I'm not even mad at Erica Mena. And it's not because whether she's a good person or not. I literally feel like she's such a fucked up person. It's a bunch of other people who decided she was worthy of making content from.
Correct.
Who we should be way more upset about. She's a piece of shit. But you should be way more upset that they monetized a piece of shit. Your outrage is part of the fucking. Your outrage is also part of the equation for how they make money.
Yes.
You spreading the clip.
Yes.
You debating other people on Twitter about it. They have monetized the fact that these talentless motherfuckers are just gonna move the needle. And I think that's everything now. Like, that is so much stuff. That is, even people that are veterans in the game are losing their edge and their craft to kind of muddle into into this type of shit. Like, that was another thing that pissed me off about the Bill Maher clip. It's so not smart and uninformed that it feels like he's going, fuck it out. It doesn't take talent to just be smug in front of Jim Gaffigan, who I know is a cool dude and isn't gonna like be like, what the fuck, Bill? Like, Jim Gaffigan's there to be like, oh man, they still recording. All right. So that I think the talentless people it's winning. The get attention is winning. And so when JL talked about TikTok and when you talk about social media and stuff, it really makes me think about that, because I think when you first used to talk about it, I'd be like, this nigga hating. God damn. These motherfuckers just want, but now I see it where I'm like, oh yeah, if you don't have talent.
I had to get on before you did. Like, you chose to go on, but I was in that space of like 2020. People were like, you should really get on TikTok. So I got on. And my favorite, one of the easiest ones about copying. Remember the Latino guy who was like skateboarding to the Fleetwood Mac song, drinking ocean spray? That got like 20 million views. He got a car. He got like a commercial with ocean spray or like a deal they gave. But then everybody was doing their own video, and they were doing nothing different except one guy put on, and I did think this was funny because this is like a parody. He put on a Trump mask and had like a bottle of Clorox bleach because this was when Trump was saying Clorox will cure. And he did the same thing, but he was in a Trump mask with Clorox bleach. And I said, now that's fine.
Right.
He's doing like a little parody. That's called parody.
That's what TikTok.
Everybody else is doing like, look at me. I'm doing what he did. And it would get views and likes because it's going to reach, like if he reached 30 million people, well, if I'm the third person to copy, I'll reach like 500,000 and maybe get 50,000 followers. And my question to those people would be like, but why? And?
Yes. And that's what it was supposed to be. Like the advertisement, the ideal sales pitch for TikTok was supposed to be innovation. Like you take someone else's thing, you innovate off of it. You know, it wasn't supposed to just be black dudes looking at videos of other shit and going, oh damn. Like it wasn't supposed to be that. That shit should not be going viral, and yet it fucking is, man. It's really sad.
But people love that shit. Like it just a person does a thing, and a random black dude just watches it and goes,
right. I see those all the time. What is that? What the fuck is that? Honestly, I like stupid shit better. I like the ones where like I don't even see this. This dude must have got his ass whooped, or maybe just stopped throwing me the videos. But like the dude that would pretend to be on the phone. I don't know if you ever saw him, but he pretends to be on the phone. But like, so he's in a grocery store. Let's say JL Covan's in the grocery store. He walks behind.
He's like, man, I'm gonna tap that ass, and it's like a woman. No, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone.
Yeah. I like that dude. Cause like it's so stupid. It's the same thing every time. He's not copying anybody else. And then I started seeing people copy him. I was like, no, man, that was his thing. Your shit's not as good as his shit, you know?
Right, because that's the thing. It's never going to be as good as the original person because a lot of times it came from a special place. Right. So I'm kind of like JL, unless you're going to tweak it, make a parody of it or something like that, I can see that. But to literally take the exact same thing, make the exact same moves, you're not going to be able to replicate the authenticity of where it was birthed from.
All right. Well, listen, we've had JL here for an hour. We've talked about his special. It's a new podcast. We talked about the Trump stuff. I want to get into some just news stuff. Okay. JL comes on here often enough that we can get into some news stuff. So the first thing I want to get into is a little segment that I'm glad JL's on for it. Because a lot of times we cover this segment, I don't even know what the fuck we talking about. Karen definitely doesn't know.
You know,
Let's do some white people news.
WPN.
White people news. We're bringing exciting to the barbecue. Might be problematic or a little bit too. The sun's really harsh on our fragile pink skin. It's white people news.
Oh, the whites are up to some things.
What's up?
Okay, it's a lot of white people news today. Let's start first with this one. This is a revelation to me, and I honestly was very hurt to hear it.
Oh shit,
Karen, you may even know who these people are. I'm not sure.
Oh shit, they got for me to know who they are. There got to be somebody.
Joe Jonas,
one of the Jonas brothers.
Correct. That's correct. Files for divorce from Sophie Turner after 4 years of marriage.
What?
Now, do you know who Sophie Turner is, Karen?
I think I've heard that
name.
Know.
Who
do you think she is?
She's either a singer or an actress.
Okay, all right. Let's go to the tape and see if we can pull up a picture of Sophie Turner. Do you recognize this white woman?
Yes, I do. That's Sansa, ain't it?
It is Sansa. from Game of Thrones. They were married for 4 years.
I didn't know that.
They've been experiencing serious problems. He's filed for divorce, saying that their marriage is irretrievably broken.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess that's like the British version of irreconcilable differences.
Probably.
That actually that is breaking news. I did not know that. That makes me sad.
Yeah.
They
Like,
seem like a good, like the Jonas Brothers are all like kind of like three wholesome celebrity dudes, all married up, and you know, she, you know, after Joffrey, she found her way into like a nice family.
Glad to see it.
The Queen of the North.
Yeah.
They had a kid together.
Right.
She's taller than him, which made me think he was cooler than he probably is. You know, it's like look at
Collins and Zendaya kind of situation.
Yeah, where you like that. You know what, dude? You might be all right. Cause I mean, obviously she fine and shit, but you know, a lot of men's insecurities won't let them date a woman that's taller than them. So I thought maybe he's cool, but yeah, they didn't say what's causing the problems, but they have 2 young daughters. And
That's tough to be like they got, you know, they no money problems, no, you know, 2 young daughters. As the chat is suggesting, that feels like there might have been somebody might have stepped out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because that's too soon to kind of be like, I'm old. Like, it's not like they've been married 15 years and like we've grown apart. It's like you're still young, you're still hot, young people and you got 2 young kids.
Right.
Mm-hmm. If anything, this is like a warning against getting too hot. You know, like maybe when you're that hot, it's hard to just do normal stuff with regular people because everyone wants to fuck these 2.
Right.
You know, they say they have very different.
I get close to my goal weight, I just get an injury, a jacked up surgery, start eating more cookies. I go, okay, I'm safe again. I'm safe.
Yeah, I don't need the stress. I don't want this stress on my life. Okay. You know, when they started liking like thick dudes and the big poppy and the dad bod stuff, I was like, calm down, everybody. Okay? We'll need all this competition out here. But yeah, they have very different lifestyles. Their fans noticed signs of trouble earlier when they did sell their mansion in Miami last month, but Joe notably did not wear his wedding ring while performing with his brothers in St. Louis, Dallas, and Minneapolis in late August.
Like, damn, they be keeping track, don't they?
Oh, girl, the wedding band watch is always on. Okay,
Not the wedding band.
I'm just gonna let you know. Okay,
Yeah,
you start stepping out without this, boy, they gonna see it.
I'm going to share some Jonas Brothers insights. I've always thought Joe Jonas was the coolest of the 3. Like, there's the one dude who like got married at like 21, and he's content to be number 3. Like, he's content to just not be the celebrity, like as low key as possible. He's been married the longest. And the other one who looks like kind of a bootleg Wahlberg, like he's like a Wahlberg cousin. He's the one married to Priyanka. Yeah, Nick. He's the one married to the beautiful Indian actress. Yeah. He gives off like cheesy uncle vibes. Like he comes off older than he is to me. Like he's like a cheesy uncle. So that makes sense. He'd be married to like the older woman and they'd be fine. Right. But Joe he had a separate band for a little bit. Mm-hmm. He's I think a little bit more of the traditional rock frontman kind of vibe. So if I had to bet, I'd say he might have cheated, but maybe she did, or who knows, but he'll be fine.
He feels like the guy that stops paying attention to you after the kids. Like he feels like that to me. Like she pops out 2 babies and suddenly the affection is gone and he's on the road. I gotta perform my brothers fucking 3 nights this week. Like for what, motherfucker? Ain't nobody like that's not important. Y'all, you wanted to have your own band. So I don't know. I don't trust him. He has a slimy look. Team Sansa again for me. Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me, except Priscilla Presley went out and said, because I guess they got Sophia Coppola did a biopic about Priscilla Presley.
Okay.
And so now that their story is back in the news in 2023, she got to explain the 1975 shit that was happening in her life, such as Elvis started dating her when she was 14.
Oh,
And that's
Yeah,
why
and
Karl Malone is fine. Can I say it? Can I say it now?
hashtag free Carl.
Karl Malone is okay. I don't know what. Thank you, Priscilla. And if we can get Jazzy
Yeah.
Lewis's 13-year-old cousin wife to come out and also back Karl Malone, it's this deep south of a certain era. It's a different time. Karl Malone, Hall of Famer. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you, Priscilla, for your work.
Right. That's a valid point. You know?
hashtag JL substitute daddy. That's
I'm glad.
daddy.
I'm glad JL. glad JL came on just to illustrate that point. You know, I feel like
that's why he here.
however you feel about Karl Malone is how you should feel about Elvis, and I think I'm keeping the same energy. But this, honest to God, I shared this on my Facebook page. Just the story, the debate that this became amongst some of the people on my page. I was kind of shocked because
What is we debating about?
I think even for you know, back in the day, I thought 14 seemed to be kind of an outlier for a grown-ass man dating. Like, I understand there were some celebrities who did, but it wasn't like we said 90% of celebrities date 14-year-olds. I don't understand why this is a problem. Like, it was noteworthy at the time. Every time Priscilla's given an interview over the last fucking 40 years, people have asked her about it. Oprah's asked her about it. Like, it is a thing that is noteworthy,
Right.
that one of the most popular sex symbols on the earth that was gyrating his hips at everybody, ended up cheating on this woman anyway, wanted to be betrothed to a 14-year-old. It's of note, I think.
What if R. Kelly was just doing Throwback Thursday with a
Right. It's like the person that was arguing about it, like, because R. Kelly eventually came up and the Aaliyah thing, and it was like, oh, but R. Kelly didn't stop. And it was like, wait, so what? Why is that so different? Because even in that
Karl
case,
Malone did again. If I can
Right.
bring back my
Free
Karl
Karl.
Malone was one and done. Like,
this is gonna be the title of this episode. Hashtag free Carl. And everybody with half blackface.
Oh,
Like,
And
damn,
be like, what?
we've never seen this before. iTunes sales went down. We got refund requests for half blackface. But yeah, so, but I was like, one, also there's the rumor is that that wasn't the only 14-year-old he hollered at. But
I can believe that.
anyway, the point being, she put out there, hey, while he might have been 24 and I was 14 when we were dating, but he was interested in me. He was more of a listener. He was a gentleman. Even though I was 14, I was actually a little bit older in life, not in numbers. Age ain't nothing but a number.
Child.
He respected her age when they first got together. They didn't actually have sex until later, and they didn't get married until she was 20. In her 20s, it was 21. And that he was very kind, very soft, very loving.
Child, if you don't get out of here, everybody think they extra special. Everybody say you don't matter, but let that be your motherfucking daughter. You be like, if you don't get your old wrinkled ass balls away from my child and get the fuck out of here and date somebody your own goddamn age, the fuck is this?
And I think the argument seemed to go, she's 78. She's only said good things about him. So this is just a thing of their time. It bore out through time. There's nothing to be upset about here. She's not a victim or anything like that.
Right, you were taking advantage of.
That's what the argument was on my page. I thought it was kind of ridiculous, to be honest, and I thought it was kind of trying to have his cake and eat it too, by being like, certain people are predators or not. I think there's some people that just kind of like Elvis, and when you like people, you want to give them a pass. But it's weird that, you know, so many other celebrities who had sex or dated or were interested in young women, even if it was just one, it's a scandal. Like, it's like, we're not making movies like, remember that time down Roman Polanski's house? Like, we're not romanticizing that shit. And they just recently met, and she, like, that woman took a picture with him, like, hugging him. I don't know what kind of, like, catharsis that was. That's fine for her life and her story, but that doesn't, you don't translate, you don't get to, like, put that on the rest of us to like, well, I don't have a problem with it. Okay, well, we think it was fucking weird that he was dating a
And-
14-year-old.
right? And we think it's a possibility you may have been groomed, and I like because
Yeah.
being that young, you just don't.
It's fine if you're an
know.
NBA player. If you can dunk, especially like this, fine. But if you're just playing a guitar, bro, you got to step it up.
LA
Gotta-
Gears,
your game gotta be better.
age of consent for LA Gears is 13.
Everyone knew that.
Sneaker
That's
law.
why they have
I'm
the
just-
light up too.
Exactly. Thank you. It's just sneaker
Yeah.
law. I'm sorry. I don't make it. I
This is
didn't
gonna be-
write it. I don't agree with it, but that's sneaker law.
This is gonna be Rain on Your Parade episode 5, the Karl Malone episode, the final episode of the season of the series.
I thought it was nice for Stockton to at least get one more assist by being like a crazy COVID person. He's like, I got you, Carl. I'll take some heat off of you. I'm going to do a COVID documentary. One
We gonna
last
both show up at the
pass.
All-Star game. We gonna both be at the All-Star game. They can't kick us both out. But yeah, I don't know, man. I also just thought the argument was so weird on my page because it kept going. I had to just turn off the notifications because I was like, it got to that point where, and I haven't argued on the internet in a long time, so I don't want to argue.
Right.
So it got to the point where I would just leave like a comment. Like one of the woman's comments was something like, well, if a 16-year-old wants to do such and such, we just did it and not just put a little asterisk. 14, not 16.
Right.
Like, another thing they brought up was like, well, what about Beyonce and Jay-Z? I'm like, well, they started dating when she was 19. You don't have to like it. Not the same. I mean,
I feel old, what you just said, because I just realized how long they've been together.
yeah.
Like that just made me feel old. That didn't make me feel anything about them. I just was like, oh
Right.
my God.
Right. Yeah, but it was wow. And the thing that I think they were trying to say in context that you're just never gonna get on the internet. But I do kind of understand, because I say this a lot. Longevity justifies relationships for a lot of people.
Yep. Regardless of how shitty the relationship
Elvis
may have
dead.
been.
Elvis dead. This woman's fucking value is attached to Elvis. So because she was like, well, she's only said good things. I'm like, and what the fuck would she need to? If she said something bad at this point, it would actually reflect bad on her, because people would be like, oh, you kept this shit for 40 years and he was a piece of shit and you didn't say anything. Oh, because you want Elvis estate money? Is that what the fuck is? So like at this point, even if it's a lie, she got to go to the grave with that lie. But the idea that like it's the same as like even Leonardo DiCaprio dating a 25-year-old, it's not the same to me. I
Me
think
either.
14, I don't think there was ever a day after Little House on the Prairie where fucking dating a 14-year-old wasn't kind of weird to people. Like, I understand that we're talking about during the Salem witch trials.
I need to bring up a great book. We both agree. It's called Warmth of Other Suns. As I was putting together my Karl Malone defense case, and I was reading through that book,
okay.
I remember like a young girl of like 15 being courted by one of the main characters. I think she was like 15 being courted by like a 23-year-old, and that was culturally kind of acceptable in a way. And I think it was Louisiana. I feel like I'm trying to tie this all to Louisiana. Like Jerry Lee Lewis was from Louisiana.
Okay. It's
Karl
okay
Malone,
there.
Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's just, they use a different code, like legal system down there.
Yeah.
The Pollyannic code is very.
She also brought up that the parents were involved. Like, oh, well, the parents like didn't mind. I'm like, so like Warren Jeffs, are we cool with? Oh, well, the Mormon parents are letting the 14-year-olds fuck the old man. Like, it's okay. Like, and that's another thing too, because I think what happens is, and I'm not one of these people, it gets so extreme that it turns into like we need to like take down this dead man's legacy. I'm not even saying that.
Right.
It could have been years later and everything's fine by them. Everything could be fine by them at some point. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. I ain't got to live there. If them motherfuckers worked it out, they worked it out. So it's not a forever thing to me, but I can't say, yeah, a little creepy. I don't really care that you're trying to tell me it wasn't creepy. You were 14. It probably didn't seem creepy to you. as a person who was 24 and a person who was 14, a little creepy. I wouldn't have done that. So what the fuck?
Right. And all children, because you're a child at 14, lies to themselves and tells themselves they're extra mature. They can handle it. No, you cannot. You're still developing.
This is major news. Kylie Jenner and Timothy Chalamet appear to be drunk in love at Beyonce's Renaissance concert Monday. In photos obtained by TMZ, they were caught kissing. Okay. There's been rumors.
Everybody was at that goddamn show, boy.
Yeah, it was her birthday show. Everyone came out. There were rumors that they had been dating for a while, but it's officially confirmed now, according to TMZ. He cupped that ass. And then they tried to turn around like, oh, we're on camera. Oh, that was a complete... I can't believe they caught us on camera. I would never want that to happen.
Mean, what do you think? Y'all at a show and you out here hanging with the populace. Somebody gonna be filming you.
That's also the power of Beyonce.
Yes, like they were talking about the stars. They was like at this show, they was like all the stars were there.
So I mean, I saw someone said, I hope he can get away before they destroy him. I was like, I don't think that's how that's working.
I don't think that's how that works either.
I think people want to fuck them. So
I will say this. I feel like that Kris Jenner, she's trying to diversify the portfolio. Mm-hmm. And I think obviously she, maybe she, the Caitlyn Jenner's daughters are being sort of I think they're being told to do more outreach to the different community, like the middle one or the oldest one. The oldest one is Courtney. She's married to the drummer.
Yeah.
She's always been like CEO of white outreach for the family. Mm-hmm. Kim was black outreach, and then Chloe kind of assisted because you have music and athletics. You have multiple fields of dominance. Right. You gotta double your resources. Where I think now Kendall has always been the light-skinned, the model, the tall model. She's been the Jordan Clarkson, Blake Griffin, and now
Devin Booker.
And now she's made the easy pivot to Latino.
Right.
That's funny. So I don't know what, but I think they maybe just dedicated too many resources to black entertainers and athletes. So they said, you know what, no more Travis Scott.
I feel like the thing with the Kardashians is that people are disgusted, but also can't stop watching.
Right.
The cuckolding of America. Whenever there's a white woman that is fucking black dudes, it's like people. So many types of groups don't like it, but are thrilled to also watch it.
Yes.
And so I think for a while they were cuckolding America with all these black rappers and athletes and shit. Yeah, and people would go, "Oh, I fucking hate the Kardashians." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why do you white man on SportsCenter? Why do you hate them? What are they doing to Lamar Odom that made you hate him? Lamar Odom, who was a drug addict before he met them. What are they doing that made you so mad? They're fucking them in front of you. That's what they're doing. And you don't like that. You don't like sitting in your chair, lighting up your pipe, sitting in the corner, drinking a scotch, and watching them go to town on Lamar Odom. You don't like that. So that's what I
felt bad for. Chloe's the one I felt bad for because I felt like she got attacked when what's his name? The man who can't the Wilt Chamberlain off the court but not on the court.
Oh, you talking about third trimester Tristan Thompson?
Third trimester Tristan.
I find his career fascinating because he's like a barely role player on the court. He's a good-looking, tall, jacked dude. Like
absolutely.
So but it's funny because he's like not very good relative to the rest of his field.
Right.
But he's putting up like the Chamberlain numbers off the court. But I felt bad because when she got cheated on, and then she was mad, and then people were like attacking her for being mad at the woman that he cheated with. I was like, shouldn't she be mad at that woman?
First of all, the women he cheated with. But second of all, the one woman that kissed him was their friend.
Yes,
and it was like a friend of her sister, Jordan Wood.
Yes.
And I said it on the show at the time. I still say it to this day. People had lost their fucking minds because of the race war element, and we're like, we got to protect this black woman at all costs. I was like, This black woman kissed her friends. What the fuck is wrong? That's
What is wrong with
ridiculous.
y'all?
If that was my friend and she did that, I'd be like, dog, you was out of pocket for that one. I wouldn't be like, we got to put you in a secure underground basement to keep you from the white folk. Like, I know they hate the card. That's how you know everyone is fascinated by the cuckoldry.
Yes.
Because even black women were like, finally we can get them bitches. It's like, what? No, that's not what this is even about. But anyway,
This reminds me, the thing this reminds me of is like every roast battle. Like there was a phase in New York, like in comedy, where like for a couple of years, every show was like roast battle, and all it would be was you mock the appearance of somebody because you don't know. Right. In a lot of cases, like I don't know much about you, so like I guess I'll just make some. It was kind of useless to me, but the joke that I heard way too like it was like. It's part of this point, but if a woman had fucked a black dude or black dudes and it was somehow known, either if they were comics or just that was one of the things. And that was like a go-to, like easy line. I remember I posted some joke about it, like, where will we get jokes about white women fucking black dudes if we end roast battles? But it was like, in my head, I was like, it's the same as my like interracial porn joke where I go, it's de facto racism because like for that to be funny, there has to be some kind of acceptance in the crowd that like that's taboo. Otherwise, it's just like the black dude. Isn't that crazy?
Right.
Isn't she worth it? Did I get her? Like,
not to mention that like the interracial aspect only comes up when it's black and white, right? You know what I mean? Like you never make that joke. It's like an Asian person's fucking a Mexican person. Like that's not. If you search interracial porn, that won't even come up. Never. It'll never come up.
It's a very non-inclusive genre if you think about it.
If you think about it, dog, it's why porn is the funniest thing we have on earth.
It is.
It's the last bastion of just unabashed racism. It's not close. I can't
even
believe,
the way they make you search for shit.
I can't believe this is legal that we're just letting it happen as far as how racist it is.
Yeah, for black, you have to use ebony and shit. You be like, who the fuck called us ebony?
No one's ever called anyone ebony.
I'm gonna write a sketch where it's gonna be called "Guy Who Watches Too Much Porn," and he's interviewing people. He's like, "So you identify? I just want to be as an ebony American." Okay, great, that's great.
Sam Asghari, Britney Spears' ex.
Okay,
he unfollowed Britney Spears on Instagram after 2 weeks after filing for divorce. So it's really over now.
It's over.
Yeah, I kept thinking this though when I read this headline. She posts the same video every time. It's not really. What could he possibly be missing? It's her spinning around with no shirt on and then looking at the camera. I honestly, for my mental health, I had to unfollow. I get third-hand anxiety from watching those videos. Like, oh God, no one's in her life that cares if she's on meds. Like, I get it, Sam. Get out of there.
Oh, I don't know if you have this, but I just got an alert on my phone. Breaking white people adjacent news. Enrique Tarrio, 22 years in prison.
Yes.
The proudest of Proud Boys.
Yes. Because I had the article. I had the article before the show started, and it said he was gonna get no.
Oh, okay.
It said it was gonna get sentenced, and they said they were gonna ask between something like 13 and 18 years. And I said, "Fuck, man! If they were sentencing, if he got sentenced, I'd cover it on the show." But I don't want to cover guys he may or may. We can get to that tomorrow. Oh, to be on the air when this motherfucker gets above the maximum sentence that the prosecutors were asking for. It feels so good.
So he was deep into the Proud Boys then.
He wasn't even at January 6th.
What?
He got arrested 2 days before in an unrelated incident. They got him basically on the conspiracy of setting everything up for January 6th to happen.
Yeah, you got damn right. They're gonna
throw
the book
white.
at you.
He not white.
Don't matter.
I love it. I love that the black dude is the one sitting in jail in Georgia. I love it. Like, you want to play stupid games? Go on over there and get you some of that white supremacy. Oh, don't work for you.
Out. All your friends bailed out and left your black ass in jail, didn't they? They was like, I got my bail.
Ah, so good.
Clayton Bigsby, 22 years.
And, the best part is like where's everybody that told me nothing was gonna happen to these people? I told motherfuckers every step of the way, especially at the beginning when people were getting like months, suspended probation. I was like, these people are not the people. Fish. Some of these little motherfuckers really was in there like, we up in the motherfucking Capitol, bitch. That's all and they still ended up getting some time.
Right.
Like they weren't getting passes. It was like 6 months in jail or whatever. Time served, whatever. But I was like, it's gonna keep building.
Right.
And eventually we're gonna be like, goddamn. This is a goddamn moment. The dude that got 17 years was a goddamn moment. They worked their way up the chain, man. Because I know some of these motherfuckers was snitching. Yes! I know they was. Because how the fuck they keep finding moments? Every week we was like, they found another motherfucker. I thought, aren't they out of motherfuckers? What? Random dude in Georgia? How could they find him? All they knew about him was his hat. And it's like, because somebody know that motherfucker was like, listen, I don't want to go to jail forever. That was Thomas. Okay, Thomas Malloy.
Would you like a social security number? They was giving up everything. This is one of his last place of employment. It was like, fuck that. Can I get some years knocked off of my time?
Oh, I love it.
I think what I find crazy about this though is if Trump gets in, and we don't have to get into my version of criminal forgiveness, but I don't I'm not like, I want him to be in jail till he dies, but I don't like the idea that if Trump gets elected, he will pardon or commute the sentences of these people like on day one. And I don't want that to be the motivating factor to be like, we can't let Trump win because then he'll let some people out of jail. But that is like something that he'd have them at the White House the next day. He would be it would be like one of the most insulting things in this country's history. He would flaunt it, and I
don't know how,
because that's what he got elected for. If he actually wins the election, that's what he would do, because that's what his people would want.
I honestly don't know how Trump gets elected and we're not ending up in some type of like war or some type of like such an empowerment of right-wing fascism. Like, I hate to be alarmist like that, but that's how I feel like that's how serious this next election is, because it's essentially telling him there are no rules that apply to you and nothing can be done, that nothing will be done to stop you. Right. And pardoning people for the insurrection will give them such a feeling of immunity. I don't know how it doesn't empower them to do more terroristic shit. So to me, I think this is why I'm probably so uptight and stringent about the slander of Democrats and Biden. I don't think it's time to fuck around. I don't think we have the luxury of being like, well, to me, Democrats are only 8 out of 10. And I think maybe we should fuck around with some Republicans. Like, I don't want to hear it.
No, if you don't.
But that's not what this segment's about. Yeah. We're talking about white people news. We're getting too crunk up, guys, okay?
Okay, my bad. It's supposed to be relaxing. My bad.
Jamie Foxx is in white people news.
Oh, shit, what happened?
Because he's out on the streets. He's recovering. He's holding hands with his girlfriend during the Cabo vacation.
Oh.
Yeah. And she is white. That's right, y'all. We prayed him to health right into the arms of milk and magnesia. All right. The Oscar winner was spotted at Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, with his girlfriend identified as Alice Huckstep for Labor Day weekend.
Oh,
man, he went to full white. Huckstep is
adorable.
That's like a comedian's version of a white person's name.
George Lopez, like her name is Huckstep.
Yeah. Fox 55 sported a black jacket with a graphic print and matching pair of joggers. He completed his look with a wide brim hat, sunglasses, and white sneakers. Huckstep also wore an all-black casual outfit with white sneakers as the couple held hands before getting into a black SUV. Well, we love to see it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure, they got a lot in common.
Mad.
And we love Cabo, and I'm just glad he's alive. You know, we almost lost Jamie, and whatever he wants to do with his second chance, I'm here for it.
Same.
Matthew Perry, do you know who that is, Karen?
But I've heard that name before.
Okay.
A singer?
He's not a singer. He's an actor.
Okay.
He's on Living
You
Single.
may not recognize him. He's on the White Living Single. You know what that one is?
Friends.
Right. He was on Friends. He's also like been in this segment before for saying dumb shit about people. Like he shitted on Keanu Reeves for no reason one time, being like, why
What?
people like him.
He don't bother nobody.
Right.
I think that might have been in his book, though. I think that might have been like he was going like, because that book is apparently all about his like drug use. So I think that might have been one of those things where it was like slightly out of context. I don't know if he was necessarily picking a beef. I don't know that for a fact, but I know
Well, he
that
was
book
like,
is
how come Keanu Reeves gets to live and River Phoenix is dead? Which I don't think there's a context you can
that's
say
true.
that.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But
No,
but
that's like a joke I might like somebody could have
Right.
made years ago where I say like Michael Jackson's dead, but we still have Justin Timberlake.
right.
And then 20 years later, Justin Timberlake is a beloved entertainer. It's like, why the
Right.
fuck did he say that about Justin Timberlake? I was like, I didn't mean it like that. I was just making it
Right. And he did apologize and say, I shouldn't have said that. Was just me being stupid. Well, he stopped at a Nike store to get a full on wardrobe makeover on August 27th.
Oh shit!
So he walked in.
Address him.
He walked in looking like this, and then
That's a
he
dead
walked out.
bod.
He walked out like this. He put on some new, different Nike clothes.
Not just like he going to play basketball with his friends over 40.
That's called the Adam Sandler look.
He got a YMCA membership. He ready to Gold's Gym. He ready to go. Let's go, boys.
I like the new fit. I think the hat fucks it up though. He should have lost the hat because
yes,
you went in there with the red hat that wasn't matching what you had on anyway, except your phone case. You come out, you got the different fit.
He do
lose
look
the hat.
better.
Should have either got a blue hat or no hat. But big news, he changed clothes. Okay. I also think it's dope being rich enough to like buy your change of clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like
just walking down the street, I feel like changing clothes.
I'm like, I gotta step back home. This motherfucker did real Grand Theft Auto 5 shit.
yes.
Where you go in there, buy your new clothes, and walk out in the new clothes. Like, yep, just upgraded my character.
That was like, would you like your old clothes? You can keep those.
Let's get back to some other Kardashian related almost news. Kanye West and his wife Bianca said sorry, and every article headline has wife in quotes. Every time they bring this woman up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what this really means. Like,
right. Did they get married?
Are they
or
not married? Are they married?
I don't know. It's weird.
Are they just, and why? Because you could put girlfriend, fiance. They put wife in quotes every single article with her.
If it's
Maybe
in quotes,
does he
it's not
call her
official.
his wife? Does he like call her his wife and they don't have
He must.
proof?
Right. He must have just said we married or something. And now they're just like, okay, your wife. Well, they've been reportedly banned for life by a Venetian boat company.
Oh shit! What is they doing to get banned from the boat people?
Well, the rapper had some indecent exposure.
Oh, he's showing his dick.
He dropped his pants on board and no one was aware of it until the photos went public from paparazzi last week. The driver had to keep a lookout for traffic, did not see these obscenities, the company said. I think you can see here that he doesn't have pants, like his pants are down or something where you can see his ass.
Partial cheek.
Yeah, we're getting partial cheek, partial moon. And then that's full moon right there. I don't know if y'all can see Kanye there, giving you the full moon. I don't know if they're like having sex or something or what.
It's a very small boat for that. Like I'm thinking it's like a yacht where he's got some like a boat on from Jaws where he's just like next to other people.
Yeah, it kind of means like you want people to see.
Yeah,
when you get a boat this small when you're that rich. So the other thing is like that's so weird about this whole thing is, remember how he was dating Kim Kardashian and he kept doing stuff about how she's supposed to be a Christian. He wanted her to change how she dressed.
Right.
And his new woman wears the most revealing stuff with the hugest titties in the world, and that's like their thing. Like he can't wait to be out with her wearing no clothes. I don't, I'm assuming it's some mental health related shit, but it makes no fucking sense.
She didn't get
yoga
pants.
Same woman. Sorry, that's the same woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. She need a pocket hole, like to hold your phone. I make sure my yoga pants on the rim has a pocket.
I love that. That's what you took from that. That's
Right. She
beautiful.
too rich not to have a pocket hole.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe Kanye designed the leggings.
He did, and like most men, they don't think about pockets.
Right. The other thing I would say too is Pete Davidson, when we saw him, did have a killer joke about this woman where he was like, Kanye did all that shit. I'm not saying the joke exactly, but to the point where he's like, he just ended up dating a woman that looks just like me. It's like, bro, if you just wanted to fuck me, man, you should just said that. I might would have did it for.
Oh, that's right. I already forgot that he was there was that beef because he was dating Kim for a little while. Oh yeah. Oh, that is good.
In news of motherfuckers you never want to have your side.
Oh shit.
Woody Allen defends Spanish football chief Luis Rubiales, says he wasn't raping her, it was just a kiss. It's hard to understand that a person can lose their job for kissing someone.
What happened? I don't understand.
Okay, so he's a Spanish football chief. He just got fired. Actually, he got fired after this came out. After the Woody Allen after Woody Allen's defense came out, it was like breaking news, he's fired, which I feel like we can't prove it. I feel like Woody was what put everything over the top.
But did they? Let me clarify. Did they fire? Because I was reading today, they fired the coach, but they're still reviewing like that. How about that? If you're the coach got fired. And I literally heard. I'm not even kidding. When I read that today, I was going to do a Trump video defending the soccer guy who kissed the woman, but they fired the coach, and they're still reviewing the head guy. And all I heard was Karen's voice going, "Why am I in it?"
Yes. Now why is he in it? So this
how
is
I'm losing my job.
This is Luis Rubiales kissing Jenny Hermoso on the lips after Spain won the Women's World Cup.
Why? Why is he doing that?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the reasoning behind it? That's one of his players, right?
Right. Yeah.
Can I be honest? When I saw that, like, this is a good thing if European women are like kind of saying it's not okay. But when I saw the kiss, I was expecting, because I'm just thinking, oh, European. Like I had that kind of American, like, oh yeah, they kissed. They're gonna be like, oh no, very good. Oh yeah. But she didn't like it. And it was
right. Yeah. So, I mean, it is. I think a lot of people get away with shit by being like, it's my culture or whatever.
Yeah.
And as an ignorant American, a lot of times I will kind of let shit slide because I'm like, bro, I don't know. Maybe it's some shit we do that they think is fucked up.
Oh, so after this, she showed a face of disapproval.
Yeah, she didn't like it. She didn't like it. She fucking.
And the team has her back. But when I saw it, it was what I was expecting. And I made a joke about this on social media. I'm like, Adrian Brody picked the right decade to like aggressively kiss Halle Berry when he won the Oscar. Like, and she was at the peak of her power and her beauty. Mm-hmm. And if that would never happen today, like it would be worse than the Will Smith thing, or like it'd be on par with that, as it kind of should be. But when I saw this kiss, it was the one thing that made it like I was like expecting worse was that it did not look sexual or romantic at all. It just from what I was expecting, like it looked like he was just like, we're celebrating, like it wasn't like come here, but like, and hey, it's her space, it's her mouth. Like I get it. I'm not saying that it's not a problem, but this is the one time where I was kind of like, I did think it was going to be worse than what I've been hearing. Like because it didn't have any kind of, it didn't look like a dude who was like, I'm going to take my chance and kiss this woman that I've been dying to kiss. It really did to me look like just like
he was wrapped up in the moment, but you still have to be conscious of things like that.
Yeah, that's the video, and it's very short too. But yeah, it's the thing too where I think this happened.
I'm just saying it's her space, but it did like I think I'm not misrepresenting kind of how it looks.
No. I was gonna say it's that thing too where if you've ever had something fucked up like racist happen to you, sometimes in the moment you don't react like it's a civil rights movie and like punch the person out. It's like you're walking away going, fuck.
Yeah, you have to process what happened.
Wait a minute, that was fucking racist. Like And that's how it looks like, because she also didn't like go in for a kiss. He clearly grabbed her head, pulled her in for a kiss, and then she like walks away. And you can to me, the energy was very like, a hug was fine. We're celebrating. He's like, hey, you know what else is fine? Mwah! All right, baby, you have a good one. And I think she was 5 steps away going, wait a fucking minute, dog. Wait a minute. I'm not okay with that. But what definitely does not help, and that's what this article is about, Woody Allen coming to your defense.
They was like, brother, you got to go. We can't have him over here.
I never want Woody Allen on my side, dog. There's never gonna be a point when Woody Allen sways the debate to your favor, unless he's on the other side. Like, he would have been better off if Woody Allen was this man's friend. I'd be like, Woody, I need you to go all in on saying this woman's 100% right. Because it's the only way I'm getting out of this is if people are like, I don't know, man, Woody trying to act like this shit wasn't cool, you know? Like, I don't know. But
as somebody who did read Woody Allen's biography,
mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's not a creep, but boy, did he make a great case for himself. Like, I think he's a great writer. He's a great talent. And I'm reading this book going like, man, what does this guy have to say? And by the end of it, I was like, wow. If I was on a jury, I'd have to, I'm not saying he didn't do something, but I'd be like, I don't have the evidence anymore to convict because this dude put on a hell of a defense.
I think what you need is he gets to have his book, but then Ronan Farrow gets to write a rebuttal book. And then we get to decide. Like, I feel like if his book is his own defense attorney, then Ronan Farrow gets to be the prosecutor. And I feel like he's losing.
He might.
Ronan don't miss.
But you know what? I'll tell you the problem for Ronan Farrow. It's not Ronan Farrow, but Mia Farrow is like the weakest. Like the prosecution's problem is like all of her baggage and issues and like kind of grooming in a different way. Because that's the Woody Allen defense is like, she made these kids hate me. And it's like not totally wrong, but it's also super creepy and it's very hard to, but I'm just saying.
And it's also like, I saw that documentary too, but it's also the thing too, where making my kids hate you is that's a kind of proper reaction to if I found out you were abusing one of the kids. So cause in the documentary they had that series on them, that was kind of built in, like they kind of built into like, and this is what he says. And I'm like, I hear you, but also like totally rational to make your kids hate a motherfucker that did abusive things. So like, it's not the big joke you think it is, but I see you have to say something. He wasn't going to just never say anything.
But what does Sun Yi say?
Exactly. This is why we're on the same page, because I was going to make the same callback joke.
What does she say?
Like, once again, longevity washes everything clean for people.
Yes, it does.
We're 10 years away from someone on my Facebook page going, it was a different time. Okay, back then people used to sleep with their adopted children and end up marrying them sometimes. So what about the parents? I mean,
what about porn? There's a whole genre.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, y'all can
porn guy in the sketch would also go, so it says here, you have the same name as your dad, or are you guys married? Is that your maiden name or your birth name or both? It could be both. I'm very familiar with the taboo genre.
Along with that Ebony.
Right. Listen, I'm just online looking for an Ebony stepdaughter to hopefully spend the rest of my life with. And I just think we should get into that.
Ebony stepdaughter interracial.
Listen, that's what their dating profile says. His dating profile looking for Ebony interracial stepmom. What?
I'm like, this is a wild search.
Oh man. Last story for white people news. And this is one of my favorite type of stories, okay? Because it feels like a non-story, but at the same time, it's huge news.
Okay.
I'm an advocate, obviously, of freeing the nipple, and so is Florence Pugh. Okay, she freed the nipple again in a white dress at UK Style Awards 2023.
I'm pro free the nipple too. Fuck a bra.
Yeah, she's freeing them. There you go, guys.
Child.
The nipples are free.
Hate bras.
She's rocking the hairstyle of Brigitte Nielsen. Bringing that back. You know, everything old is new again.
Why are we so very bad and you are so very good?
A shout out to the White Widow. You know, Disney's new. I feel like she's stepping into the Scarlett Jo role of life and just showing out with the nipples, and we love to see it. So, you know, that's our white people news for today. Let's do a little bit of guest race.
Also Oppenheimer.
Mhm.
If you don't want to look through pesky clothing.
Have you been seeing this stuff about, is it Emma? Fuck. I'm drawing a blank on a white actress. There's an actress that's getting a bunch of accolades for raunchy sex scenes, and her movie is being screened at
Emma Stone?
the film festivals. I think it's Emma Stone.
Emma
I just
Stone,
didn't want to
yeah.
fuck it
Hey, I
up.
was going to say Stone too. I was like, nah, he might be talking about another Emma.
JL, as a person that has a lot of hot takes about the award season, is it possible Emma Stone steals Florence Pugh's grotesque nudity Oscar bid with her own grotesque nudity Oscar bid?
Yeah, it would be a shame if she did, because no offense to Emma Stone. She's a lovely person, lovely actress, but I was much more interested and frankly pleasantly surprised at what I saw in Oppenheimer. And I think the fact that her role is like 70. I had tickets to see Oppenheimer, and then two people were sitting next to me, I forget, in a restaurant, but young people. And the one guy, it was a woman and her male friend, and I believe he was gay. And so he was being very analytic. He wasn't like a bro about it. He was just like, I liked Oppenheimer, but Florence Pugh was like naked the whole time. And I was like, oh, we're changing our tickets to tonight.
Two for Oppenheimer, please.
But her role was like 75% just sitting around naked.
Yeah.
It was like kind of weird, because in the book it's based off of, in the biography, it's kind of like she's like a little more free spirit. They really connected on multiple levels, like, and so I think that was to convey a freedom that they felt with each other. But at the same time, it was just like she could wear some clothes, like she could put on a robe.
And the new thing Hollywood figured out is you can still have just an obscene amount of nudity. You just have to get the actress in front of it, because she's doing interviews like, no, I needed to be naked. This character, if you say something bad about how much nudity, you're actually taking away my agency right now. And so you're a piece of shit for being like, these men used this 27-year-old ingenue as a muse for this film to show her titties every time. You're the asshole.
The Sam Levinson, that Euphoria guy, that's his whole thing. It's like, he'll be like, Sydney Sweeney, do you think it was appropriate for you to be naked for all 8 episodes and never wear clothing in season 3? And she'll give that, and then he'll just go, I support women, so I'm just gonna stand with Sydney Sweeney right now, as she, as you can see on the red carpet, completely naked per usual.
Yes, they figured it out. That was brave, but here's my thing. And I haven't seen either movie, but Emma Stone's 34, Florence Pugh's 27. Emma Stone's gonna get the extra bravery points that Florence Pugh won't get, even if the role isn't as good. I think Emma Stone's gonna get the Oscar. I haven't seen either movie. That's my hot take. All right. Let's do some guest race. Let's do some. Yeah, that's my uninformed ass opinion. All right, let's do some guest race. I'll try to get through these quickly. This time for guess the race. 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 All right, guess the race time. Go around the globe, find different articles, guess the race of the people involved. Karen plays along. JL Covan is here. He's playing along. And of course, the chat room plays along. Everyone's racist. The first article, Altoona, Pennsylvania. Police were called for a residential burglary in Altoona, but instead of finding a break-in, they found $25,000 worth of fentanyl and other drugs.
Goddamn.
Alan Phelan Jr., 46, is facing a slew of possession with intent to deliver charges after calling police to his apartment on 15th Avenue at 1 a.m. So he's the one that called it in.
At 1 a.m.?
Mm-hmm. According to the complaint, he claimed that someone broke into his apartment by breaking his window. However, police said there were no signs that anyone got into the apartment. When asked if he knew if anything was missing, he took police inside. Police were shown various parts of his apartment when they saw what looked like clonazepam pills sitting in an open safe. Phelan allegedly told the cops he keeps them in various places in case he has a panic attack. Police noted he was unable to show them a prescription. Also, they found a pill bottle with a white powder out in clear view, along with a small measuring spoon with white residue. They took him into custody, got a search warrant, and they found 47 grams of fentanyl, 71 packages of it, valued at $25,000. 13 grams of meth, valued at $1,300. 20 grams of marijuana, valued at $600. 9 suboxone strips valued at $400, 12 clonazepam valued at $150. They also noted they found an electronic scale, various size baggies, multiple smoking devices, and small glass vials with twist tops. It's also noted that he had a previous possession with intent to deliver conviction. He's been put in jail with a bail of $50,000. Guess the race.
Goddamn. And the partridge in the pear tree white. The fuck is this? He got everything. He checked the whole list off, didn't he?
All right, jail.
White. That's just very there's not a moment during the entire story where I thought anything but white.
The chat room says Breaking Bad White was able to get prescriptions. Oh, they white. LOLs. Well, I don't think he had a prescription, but he did get his hands on prescription drugs. It's Samson Simpson's voice. The dumbest drug dealers in the dope game. White. Painkiller white. Doing too much white. White. The correct answer is white. Y'all got it. Mr. Alan Phelan Jr.
Yeah. He called the cops there. No break. Talking about a break-in. No break-in. Then gave him a tour.
Honestly,
it was shocked they got arrested.
What was he on?
Whatever it was, it was good as shit.
I feel like he was on drugs when he made the call.
He probably was.
And I mean, if anything, it's a great advertisement for how effective his drugs was. He imagined a whole break-in, called the police, and showed them his drugs. It was like, what I got the right to remain silent for? A man arrested at Harry Reid International accused of trafficking over 15 pounds of cocaine.
At the airport? That's the airport, right?
Yeah. Harry Reid International is an airport.
At the airport.
Yeah. TSA officials say they found cocaine in this man's luggage, according to police documents. It was August 20th. TSA said they found 6 plastic wrapped packages hidden within clothes in the luggage belonging to Mark Washington, a man in his late 20s.
Don't he know they X-ray shit?
I guess I don't know what happened. They say he was on an airplane bound for Cleveland just after 11 p.m. According to the report, Washington said he was unaware of any illegal items inside his suitcase and that his friend packed his bag for him. Oh, okay. Well, with friends like those, you know, you ever pack a friend's bag and you're like, man, you know what? You need 6 keys of cocaine. Okay, you're going to have a good time in Cleveland. After police conducted a field narcotics test, they say the substance was approximately 15.6 pounds of cocaine.
15.6?
The report said he possessed over 1,000 grams of cocaine. He was arrested and charged with trafficking as well as additional charge of transporting the controlled substance. He was booked in the Clark County Detention Center. And yeah, that's it. Guess the race of Mr. What's his name? Mark Washington.
Black.
Okay, Karen's going with black for Mark Washington.
Mark Washington's a good name. That's like a no idea, no clues. Harry Reid, that's Nevada. Mark Washington. I'm gonna go white. I'm gonna go white.
So Karen, what'd you go?
Black.
Okay, JL's going white. Let's see the chat room. White, black, another dummy white, blow white, but he says he's just a friend, Negro salesman. Coke white. I didn't know I couldn't do that white. Very split in the chat room even. The correct answer is Karen, you said black. JL said white. Karen, you got it right. You have to play the booze on JL. And that's him.
Yeah, the only Washingtons I know have all been black. I know
What about George Washington?
I bet I know I've been George Washington.
Okay, but you know, valid point.
But in my lifetime, every Washington I've met has been black.
Damn, that's a good ass point, Karen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a white.
Your racism
Washington.
sense is that's elite racism right there.
I know that might sound silly, but that's,
No,
why I
that's-
said black.
It don't sound silly. You the one that was right. So what? I'll bow to yo.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's
it's time,
his fault for giving the slaves his name.
time for the final round, of course.
Can I
Now
tell you
everything-
one joke based on that? I wanted to do a sketch where I grew up. The housing projects near where I grew up were all named. It was like the Frederick Douglass houses, the Thomas Jefferson houses. So I wanted to do a sketch where like Thomas Jefferson comes back in time and is like, oh, the Thomas Jefferson houses, and like walks through.
I don't know if I've said this on the show or not, but for years I've always wanted to do a send up of the whole like how Republicans worship the founding fathers, where we go to a time machine and we bring them to now.
Yeah.
But it's not the obvious joke is obviously like they're racist and all this shit. That's not the joke to me. Is them being amazed by like a pencil sharpener and the subway and like cars. You know what I mean? Like, cause we treat these motherfuckers like they're elitely smart. I just want to see them be like, you know, like throw something through a TV and be like, your ghost screen was trying to stake my soul. And you're like, I don't think this motherfucker knows what an AK-47 can do. We should not let this person decide everything forever. Anyway, all right. Time to get to the bonus round.
Okay.
Karen's up 1. But of course, in the bonus round, everything's worth triple the points.
Yes.
So
Don't mess up, Karen.
Triple the points.
Triple the points. Triple the points.
Triple the points. Triple the race.
Triple the points.
Triple the points.
Triple the points. Triple the points.
Triple the points. Triple the race.
all right. Time for triple the points, triple the race. Here we go. An influencer who used a $1.5 million COVID-19 relief loan on luxury clothes and designer handbags has been ordered to give them up. On March 32nd,
They're getting all them people.
in March, 32-year-old influencer Danielle Miller pleaded guilty to fraudulently obtaining $1.5 million of COVID-19 relief loans to fund her lavish lifestyle, including buying designer clothes, chartered private jets, and renting a luxury apartment. According to a notice of forfeiture posted on Monday, the United States District Court for the District of Massachusetts has now ordered her to forfeit some of these luxury items. Among them are a Rolex watch, Louis Vuitton bag, several Remo Wild suitcases, and more. Miller has over 34,000 Instagram followers. She was arrested May 2021 and indicted by a grand jury a couple months later. On March 6th, she pleaded guilty to 3 counts of wire fraud and 2 counts of aggravated identity theft.
That is
According
not
to a
enough
press
followers to be pulling off $1 million scams. I thought you were going to be like, she has 1.8 million, 34,000. Like,
You didn't buy followers? Like you did all that and you had the same followers as like a comedian that does crowd work? According to a press release from the Department of Justice, the scheme included her impersonating more than 10 people from July 2020 to May 2021 to acquire a total of $1.5 million in economic injury disaster loans, which were supposed to be for small businesses in need. The release stated that she created fake business names and counterfeit driver licenses to do so. The U.S. government has now seized more than $600,000 from her residence and bank accounts, according to a notice of forfeiture. The influencer also required to give up the following designer goods she purchased from the loan money: a Louis Vuitton bag. Oh, I said this shit. A pair of Dior shoes, a Dior blouse, 2 Rimowa suitcases. This seems like chump change for y'all getting stole from $1.6 million, but maybe I just don't know how much things cost. In an interview with New York Magazine in February last year, Miller seemed to tout her schemes proudly. Oh, God, I hate scam culture. It's the fucking worst. She told the outlet that she considers herself more of a con artist than anything. You were saying this in 4K? You were just saying this? She disclosed more details of how she used the fraudulent money to flaunt a decadent lifestyle to her Instagram account, including pictures of herself standing next to luxury cars and holding expensive handbags.
What's the Shonda Rhimes series on Netflix about the Anna scammer?
Yeah, the Anna with
and Anna Delphi or something like that. They watch it and go like, "Oh, okay." Oh, like so, you know, you missed the part where she's in jail telling her story.
Like the scam culture thing is so weird to me, and the idea of like worshiping scammers is just, I think
I don't get it.
We kind of lost something there, because then it becomes this thing where people work backwards and make themselves stupid. Like, I don't know if you saw the BS High School documentary, but
it's almost like he's happier that he got caught scamming. Like he thinks he's playing, like, and maybe he's right. Maybe one day he'll have something, but it makes him look so horrible.
Right. And I've seen people kind of make like tangential arguments that avoid most of the horrible shit he did, to be like, hey man, I mean, he's just, if there's no rule, you can't play football with a fake football. I'm like, what about the beating his girlfriend in front of the kids? What about running over ducks in front of with the team truck? What about making the team beat up a homeless man? What about taking PPP loans out in these kids' names, fucking up their credit forever? What about making people play till they tore their ACLs? Like, there's a lot of not harmless shit that isn't just, oh, he ripped off that hotel by saying he was gonna pay him in credit. Like, this dude.
But isn't this the real world extension of what we were talking about with TikTok? Like now it's like people are doing forget copying people. Now people are like, oh, if I have to like do if doing real crimes will make me an influencer or get me a brand, okay.
if anything, it's funny. This is where they innovate. Like, this is where I'm gonna add on to this scheme. I'm gonna add high school basketball to this fucking scheme. Like, what? She's already spent time at Rikers Island, which houses New York City's largest jail, for using stolen credit card information to book appointments at a spa on the Upper West Side. While there, the magazine reported she met Anna Sorokin. Wow. Anna Delphi, the infamous scammer also known as Ella Delvey, whose crimes inspired inventing Anna. So, right there,
wow,
she met her hero. Maybe that's what she got. She thought she was on the right path. Before Miller made news for headlines with her recent COVID-19 fraud, she was the victim of one of the early cases of viral revenge porn on the internet, known as Swiffer Girl. When she was only 13, Miller told New York Magazine as an adult she found that the reputation it gave her was nearly impossible to escape. Miller's story was the subject of an episode of a Hulu docuseries, The Age of Influence. Miller pleaded guilty to 3 counts of wire fraud, which each hold up to 20 years in prison. She also faces 2 charges of aggravated identity theft, which each have a mandatory 2-year prison sentence after other sentences are imposed. So yeah, I guess sentencing will be September 7th. She's currently serving a 5-year sentence for a separate bank fraud case in Florida that involved her attempting to use a fake passport to obtain money at a Chase drive-through window in 2020. Whew. All right. Guess the race of Danielle Miller.
I'm going to go with, this was kind of a tough one, but I'm going to stick with my initial one, White.
All right. JL?
first I kind of felt bad at the end because it seems like if she was a victim of revenge porn at 13, that this has maybe made her this kind of like fuck it,
Right.
like which is sad.
Yeah.
I wish you'd left that part out so I would feel less guilty.
In the article. So this is what we do here. Right? I'll give you the full picture.
I was, for a little bit, I thought maybe she's like Anna, whatever her name, inventing Anna's like 50 Cent to her Eminem. but the totality of it is, I think, even though I automatically lose to Karen, white. I'm going white as well.
Check the chat room. White as fuck. Hulu doc. That's the white half. But did they take her Lululemon's white? Bragged about it to the media, white as driven snow. Bag lady, your hustle just went bust. White, young, scammy, and black. I'm stumped, but gonna say white. White clout influencer. The type of items is what led me to black. And then white. The correct answer is JL, Karen. You got it right, white. And a couple people in the chat room missed it. The PPP loan scam can go either way with race. I feel like I've seen just as many black influencers fuck it up with the PPP loan
I was
too.
gonna go black, but as you kept going on, I was like, this sounds like some white shit.
Honestly, what would have made me go white for her is getting interviewed by like New Yorker magazine. They don't talk to blacks.
Oh, and the Hulu documentary.
And only the Hulu thing could be black, but the New Yorker, New York Times, when they go out and find horrible people and interview them, like with these kind of, when you read them, they're kind of like adoration there's a little adoration in it. Like it's not full disgust. And when you see them on Twitter, the writers always kind of low key defend the person. Like, I just thought they were an interesting person to talk to. That's only for white people. I've never seen a black person.
Oh, like that New York Times Elizabeth Holmes article that was like, I was like caught up in her aura.
You see her and you're like, this mop head bitch is no fucking way.
With that fake deep ass voice. Get out of here.
I saw your new segment, your new bit about it on the fucking the Patreon. You guys should follow his Patreon. So good.
Thank you.
So funny, because that is shit I've said about this woman. I remember when I saw that documentary, I must have talked about it on the pregame or something. It's probably behind the paywall, but I think I was talking about watching that documentary and Justin was here, and I was so frustrated because I was like, Justin, they just want to fuck her.
Right.
It's not, there's nothing deep here. Like, this is there's not even a smart scam. Like, where you're like, oh, fuck. I see what she did. She manipulated the number. Like
anything spectacular.
It was just these, and they kept showing old rich white dudes who were just like looking like, well, you know, when you're in her aura, it's just it's very powerful. And I'm like, she got split ends.
Right.
She didn't even try. Anyway, check out JL's bit. It expounds upon that, and it's much funnier. All right, last thing, of course, sword ratchetness, and then we get out of here. Pennsylvania State Police say a burglar used a samurai sword to try
Get ready for back to school with going.
Oh shit, back to school, everybody.
How do I make this article? Oh, okay. So it looks like I can play the article. So what we're going to do is let them say it after this fucking commercial they play for about 10 seconds. But
shout out to New York. They just not getting back. We've been back down south. They be like, get the kids in school.
Here we go. Oh, wait, let me turn this. Volume. Now the volume doesn't work. It's one of these. It's just a reader. Fucking, we're losing recipes for the news.
Right. I don't believe in people just talking over it.
Yeah, like this is with the volume up, so they just like fuck it. All right, then I'll just read it. A man used a samurai sword and a hammer to break into a smoke shop in New York County 2 different times.
Wow.
Yeah. A burglary happened in June and an attempted break-in in July. About 4:30 a.m., an unidentified male broke into A2Z Smoke Shop in Red Line. The male utilized a hammer to break the window inside the back door. He then entered the smoke shop and stole packs of cigarettes. He got away with $1,000 worth of cigarettes.
Wow.
Then in July, 6:40 a.m., a man tried to get into the smoke shop with a samurai sword. The man used the sword to attempt to pry off a metal. I love that when I make a mistake, Karen smiles and laughs harder than any fucking joke I've ever written. Honest to God, it's funny, man. It's funny. I could write 400 TV shows. The male used a sword to attempt to pry off a metal covering that had been placed over the door. The man was wearing a black, gray, and white camouflage jacket with orange stripping on the hood. So, my goodness. Be careful, even at the smoke shop, you're not safe. They coming for your cigarettes. JL, tell everybody where to find the many things that you do.
Thank you. Yes, jlcomedy.com has links to my 2 podcasts, to my Patreon, and ticket links for all my upcoming shows, which are, please get tickets to these. I'm in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, September 15th and 16th, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, October 11th, Burbank, California, 2 shows on October 20th, Salt Lake City, October 28th, the day after I go see the Jazz play. So it's a lovely weekend in Utah. Maybe. Carl, I'll get a picture and post it on Patreon so that it can't go public.
If you had an opportunity to take a picture with Karl Malone in 2023, do you do it, and do you post it anywhere?
Here's what I do. I would say hi to him in honor of my childhood, my favorite basketball player growing up. I would not take a picture because A, I don't want the smoke, and B, I don't think, actually, let's be real, ignoring the backwoods country criminality of a different era, but still criminal.
Right.
I don't think me and Carl would actually get along at all.
Yeah.
I think he's a motorcycle riding, Republican, hunting, kind of probably a mean dude.
Yeah.
He looks mean, don't he?
But I also would never mess with him because at 60, he still looks like you could get 15 and 10 in the NBA today.
This is
my favorite player. Like just from that, sealing that up. That's my favorite basketball player.
This is my thing about Karl Malone that I hear the Twitter warriors. I get it. I see what y'all saying. But this whole we need to make him accountable, it's never happening. Because if I see this big motherfucker, I'm absolutely rolling the fuck over. I'm absolutely gonna be like, Karl Malone, all right, buddy. I won't take a picture. But if you think I'm gonna be like, you motherfucking 13-year-old statutory. He told Karl Malone told Kobe's wife while Kobe was alive, I'm hunting little Mexican girls, and they were on the same team in the same locker room. And you know what happened? Not a goddamn thing. Because ain't nobody gonna do shit to Karl Malone. Mark Lamont Hill once tried to ask him some serious question on a couch one time, and where it was nothing between them but space and opportunity, Karl just gave him a look to a certain question, and that interview was over, dog. No one's getting their ass whooped for y'all on the internet, dog. It is what it is
in real life.
But yeah, check out JL Covan. I can't tell.
Oh yes, and sorry, the last thing, and then obviously Tall Boy is free on my YouTube, and Half Black Face is not free. I'd appreciate purchases, but if you stream, give it a nice review. You won't be disappointed. And the last show for New York City is a live Making Podcasts Great Again. That's December 1st. So if you can get tickets to any of those, or get any of that stuff, or join the Patreon, or just subscribe to the podcast, all of it counts. Because I'm talking to high value fans of the Black Guy Who Tips.
And keep in mind, man, JL, like, he's not working now. He's working as a full-time comedian.
Yeah, true.
Not by choice. He's a full-time comedian now.
Dreams come true. All you have to do is 20 years grinding at your dream, and then have your day job fire you, and then you're a full-time comedian. So don't let the haters tell you dreams can't come true.
This is like Dark Knight Rises, when the only way to get out the cave, you have to take off the rope.
Exactly.
But life took the rope off of JL for him. Like, he didn't make a brave, heroic decision like, I'm going to take off this rope and I'm going to take a chance on myself and jump. Life was like, give us the fucking rope. Now jump. So hopefully this is the transition to where he's a full-time comedian. I would love to see y'all
I would love
support
to see
everything
it
this
too.
man does. It's very funny.
He's hilarious.
And I think, you know, when it comes to comedy, I'm funny first. I'm weird like that. I'm one of those funny first people. And yeah, JL's so fucking funny. And honestly, dude, I can't say it enough. Half Blackface, it is a masterpiece. It is so good. It literally is, I like,
Thank
you know,
Thank you
the way
very
my
much.
brain works, I'm normally like, even as I'm listening to something that I love, I'm like, oh, they could have did a callback here. Or, oh man, that transition, I can see how
Sure.
that was a little weird. This shit, I was just like, fuck, every beat, every note, every transition to everything. And knowing your podcast, knowing you personally, things that you've talked about in real life, making them funny that's the hard part. And I feel like a lot of comedians have tapped out on that part where they're like, I'm just gonna say it and it's just gonna have to be sad. And I'm like,
Right.
I mean, I guess, but I think I came here to laugh. And yeah, man, like I won't burn any jokes, but just stuff like with your brother and your sister-in-law and the stuff with the college spring break stuff. It's just so fucking funny from track one to the end track, dude. Take a bow.
Thank you.
We'll be back. I know Thursday we're doing Ball Z Sports. We may or may not do a show tomorrow. Live show is Saturday. Get your tickets. Links in the show note. Don't forget, live. If you want to watch live, you can buy tickets whenever if you're going to be there in person. If you get the virtual tickets, you need to get them tickets by Friday night because it will not be on sale Saturday. And the last thing I want is a bunch of fucking emails of like, man, I'm trying to get to the... No, we said it too many times. It just means you don't really fuck with us because you didn't listen to none of these other shows where we told you not to do that. So, all right, y'all. We'll talk to you then. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, JL.
Bye,
Thanks,
JL.
man.
Thank you so much. Good seeing you guys. Bye,
You too,
chat.
Stevie.